Hey, what did you think about when you met me the first time, dear?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I was just a freshman in
That's
college.
correct.
I wasn't thinking about getting tied down with a boyfriend or anything. And when we met that Saturday night on Oakwood's campus, it was like I wasn't thinking anything about getting tied up with you. So you were intriguing to me because you asked me to do something that no one had ever asked me to do. No guy had ever asked me to write a letter to tell you about me. That was different.
Well, I don't know, it was something about you. I can't even explain it. I was a junior in college. I didn't even think about freshman girls, but it was just an aurora about you
Mm.
that made me want to search out more. So that's why I asked you to write the letter. You were intriguing.
Yeah, and after I wrote the letter, I really wasn't looking at, being your girlfriend or you being my boyfriend. I was really more just looking, for a friendship because you were really nice.
And I wasn't even looking for a girlfriend. In fact, I was kind of done with the dating scene. I was trying to finally get into my schoolwork.
Yeah, but it did.
So you interrupted my schoolwork.
I did. No, I did. No, I didn't. Because you
No,
walked me to class
no,
every
I
day.
did. I did.
But what I love about our coming together is that we really grew in love with each other. You started walking me to class, picking me up from class. We ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, and then our relationship just moved. It moved along slowly, but it moved
Right,
along.
right,
It was
right, right.
amazing.
But now, we ended up writing this book together years later. We've been married for 46 years, is that right?
This is our 46th year.
46 years. And we finally came to understand what sanctified sex is really all about.
Well, one of the things I know that was our struggle, we never really talked about the sexual issues
No. Mm-mm.
that you would even have. Whoever thought that you would have any? The preacher, of course, would
Of
never
course.
have any problems with sex in his marriage, but we never discussed our sexuality before we got married. And then when we got married, we started having some concerns that we never really
Well,
dealt
the
with.
sexual battles started to happen. Not the gross things that others have, but they were enough to cause agitation in our home. So we were looking for how do you
Resolve it, how to
yeah,
resolve it.
resolve it.
And I think that it was when we wrote the book.
Yeah, I think so.
When we wrote the book, Sanctified Sex or Satanic Sexual Seduction, that's when we started getting answers to some of the questions that we always had. And it really it really resolved it. We had a conversation.
Yeah, that's when we start having the conversation with God about sex. We really couldn't have a conversation with each other because it always turned out in a kind of a heated way. But then we just started turning the conversation toward God.
Yeah.
And God started, in fact, we wrote the book with the idea of this conversation with God. We're talking to God, and God is literally answering our questions. That's when we discovered that sex, that's the word, is truly sanctified.
Yeah, it's not a bad word. It's been hijacked.
It has
The
been.
devil, we've seen it so many. We didn't know how, not until we wrote the book did we realize what a serious concern it is in a lot of couples, and a lot of married couples. Some people don't even want to deal with it, but we are talking about it, and I'm excited. I'm glad, because at first I wasn't going to write the book with you.
No, you didn't. The Lord told me to write the book,
I wasn't going to write that
and then
book.
I wanted you to write it with me, and then finally you decided. I'm Dr. Roland J. Hill.
And I'm Dr. Susie Hill. We're the Family Life Doctors.
Join us February 13th for an explosive biblical sex education class.
Wow, you said that right. We are going to have a biblical sex education class, and you don't want to miss. We're going to talk about things you didn't talk about at home,
Right.
at school, or
Right.
at church.
Right.
We're going to use Sanctified Sex as our textbook. You want to get yours from Amazon.com.
And you know what? In this explosive, powerful teaching, we're going to cover 4 subjects. The first one, we're going to talk about the silence about sex in the church. And then the second one, we'll talk about God's heart and God's mind about sex.
Our third topic will deal with the great controversy over sex, and our fourth topic will be how to find sexual healing.
Wow, that's going to be exciting. So the question is, who should attend? Thank you for asking. young adults, married couples of all ages, singles, divorcees, widows, widowers. In fact, if you're breathing and you're an adult, you need to be a part of this session.
That sounds exciting. So we look forward to you to join our class. We are looking forward to this awesome time. Get your book, Sanctified Sex, from Amazon.com. And for everybody who attends, we have a surprise.
Surprise. I'm Dr. Roland J. Hill.
I'm Dr. Susie Hill. We're the Family Life Doctors.